Hegseth and other Trump officials, they conducted top secret military discussions over the Signal app, and they accidentally invited the editor-in-chief, it was editor-in-chief, co-editor-in-chief of The Atlantic. It's kind of difficult to get around, I guess. I don't know. The Trump administration accidentally texted me its war plans. I don't know what else to say. War Thunder forums in shambles. Yeah, what's the point of being... Listen, okay? What we're witnessing here is an unprecedented attack strategy against whistleblowers. If you simply have no national secrets... Look, this is being done in service of airstrikes in Yemen, which, you know, obviously... it doesn't, regardless of your feelings and keeping the Red Sea trade routes open, which I think is a good thing, you know, this doesn't seem to be working at all. We're not really talking about the military strategy at hand here. We're talking about accidentally adding a goddamn journalist, or I should say a journalist. Unfortunately, and I know this is really sad, Jeffrey Goldberg, after being added to the group chat, left a little while after and isn't publishing some stuff. So they are being massive pussies here. I mean, you're literally a journalist. You're trying to tell me bombing random citizens doesn't stop pirates from pirating? Well, it could if you did it well enough, you know? Anyway, people are losing their minds. Absolutely. It might actually be the single largest national security blunder in history? Can someone think... Like, again, you have to understand, like, to conduct top secret military, like a tribunal, they popped open a new group chat. They added a reporter. What this means is they're using Signal for all of their communication, by the way. The reason they're doing that is because they're trying to avoid laws about the recording of conversations within the executive branch. If you operate the president or member of the secretary, normally these conversations are recorded. So what they're doing is they're trying to get around that. Even Ryan Macbeth said this was stupid and he works for Newsmax. Yeah, I have actually seen, there was a former, was it Fox News correspondent? Was it Fox News? Who responded to, let me find it. Here we go. Okay. So Pete Hegseth, upon landing, okay, so Pete Hegseth having an actual IRL, like the group chat has been leaked moment right here. Sir, the group chat has been leaked. When the plane lands, the reporters will have questions. And here we go.
Can you share how your information about war plans against the Houthis in Yemen was shared with a journalist in The Atlantic? And were those details classified?
You're talking about a deceitful and highly discredited so-called journalist who's...
That you added to the group chat. So to be clear, and this is one of the things that I like about when politicians just get off a plane, essentially saying that The Atlantic is disreputable and you can't trust them, the administration had already confirmed it at this point. So he's reflexively lying. He hasn't even had time to gather his story. By this point, the administration's already confirmed. There's no doubt about it. But obviously, he's like, oh, well, didn't happen, you know?
He's made a profession of peddling hoaxes time and time again, to include the hoaxes of Russia, or the fine people on both sides hoax.
It did, like, reflect, sir, this is the most embarrassing national security blunder in maybe forever. Do you have anything to say? It didn't happen. 2016 meme, another 2016 meme. It is still 2016 or 2017 maybe.
Or suckers and losers hoax. So
Jesus Christ.
This is the guy that peddles in garbage. This is what he does. I would love to comment on the Houthi campaign because of the skill and...
Oh, he's doing great. Oh man, the like fake half laugh. He's doing great.
What he does. I would love to comment on the Houthi campaign because of the skill and courage of our troops. I've monitored it very closely from the beginning. And you see, we've been managing 4 years of deferred maintenance under the Trump administration. Our troops, our sailors were getting shot at as targets. Our ships couldn't sail through. And when they did shoot back...
The Atlantic editor was invited in by Michael Waltz, Trump's national security advisor. He's not publishing the things that would literally put him in jail for treason or kill troopers. Well, first of all, if it gets American soldiers killed, maybe they shouldn't have been soldiers for the Fourth Reich. Secondly, he's a journalist. It's his job. Third of all, when officials from the Trump administration are actively leaking top secret information, that's on them. You know what I mean? It's not whistleblowing, you know? It's not subject to those same protections. You're not like ferreting the information out to release to journalists. They added you, a journalist. I mean, I'm just saying. At the very least, like staying in that group chat, recording absolutely everything, and then like sending it off to like 15 different media friends. Hey, if I get killed, like release this, please. And then talking about it, you know.
Back, it was purely defensively, or at shacks in Yemen. President Trump said, no more. We will reestablish deterrence. We will open freedom of navigation, and we will ultimately decimate the Houthis, which is...
That's great. Yeah, so anyway, you spin the bullshit cycle like the moment you get the chance to, even if the administration has already confirmed the veracity of the claims. Trump did the same thing.
Mr. President, your reaction to the story in The Atlantic that said that some of your top cabinet officials and aides had been discussing very sensitive material through Signal and included an Atlantic reporter for that. What is your response to that?
I don't know anything about it. I'm not a big fan of The Atlantic. To me, it's a magazine that's going out of business. I think it's not much of a magazine, but I know nothing about it. You're saying that they had what?
They were using Signal to coordinate on sensitive materials and
Having to do with what? Having to do with what? What were they talking about?
Dude, bro's finding out for the literally. Somebody should have talked to him before. He's like, wait. He's caught. Hold. Wait. What were they doing? Signal? Wait, what were they talking about? The Atlantic, I don't like them, but wait, seriously though, what were they talking about? Like, it wasn't anything bad, right? Yeah, he wasn't in the group chat.
The Houthis, you mean the attack on the Houthis?
Right.
Well, it couldn't have been very effective because the attack was very effective. I can tell you that. I don't know anything about it. You're telling me about it for the first time. Anybody else?
So my understanding is this group chat took place a while ago. Not like a long time ago, but like a little while ago. And don't replay. I didn't hit play. F you, X the everything app. Yeah, it was like a week or two ago, something like that. And the editor-in-chief of The Atlantic didn't really know if it was real until the strikes in Yemen started to take place as they were described in the conversation. Like the idea being essentially like, well, this could be some kind of elaborate prank. I mean, how do you verify that, right? You're the editor-in-chief of The Atlantic. You get added to a private Signal chat with Pete Hegseth. Like, what do you how do you like call the White House and be like, hey, was that real? But then the Houthi strikes took place as was discussed in the conversation. So there's a 0% chance this is the first time this mistake has been made. Oh, God, absolutely. This has happened before. Just hasn't been published before. But yeah, they're conducting all their conversations on Signal in a deliberate effort to illegally avoid laws concerning transparency, disclosure, and recording in the executive branch. It's very illegal. Now, The Atlantic did not release the entirety of the screenshotted conversations. They're honest to God, they're talking to each other in private kind of the same way they talk to each other in public a little bit, except maybe a little bit less slogany. Pete Hegseth says, VP, I fully share your loathing of European freeloading. It's pathetic. But Mike is correct. We are the only ones on the planet, on our side of the ledger, who can do this. No one else even close. Question is timing. I feel like now is as good as ever given POTUS directive to reopen shipping lanes. I think we should go, but POTUS still retains 24 hours of decision space. They added King Jong-un? Yeah, probably. I don't think Elon was in here. Yeah, Stephen Miller says, as I heard it, the president was clear, green light, but we soon make clear to Egypt and Europe what we expect in return. We also need to figure out how to enforce such a requirement, e.g. if Europe doesn't remunerate? I guess he's smarter than me. Then what? If the U.S. successfully restores freedom of navigation at great cost, there needs to be some further economic gain extracted in return. Yeah, I know remunerate, not remunerate. They're talking like mafia dons in private, which is pretty funny. Yeah, protection racket. If you think we should do it, just let's go. I hate bailing out Europe again. And let's just make sure our messaging is tight here. If there are things we can do up front to minimize risk to Saudi oil facilities, we should do it. So the content of the messages, honestly, it's kind of summed up by the tweet here. But in return for keeping the Red Sea trade routes clear, they want to extort Europe and Egypt, but protect Saudi Arabia, even though Saudi Arabia benefits massively from a cleared Red Sea, and Saudi Arabia is literally the country most responsible for the Houthis. So in other words, we're cucked to Saudi Arabia. Or more accurately, like this has nothing to do with responsibility or like paying up for damages caused, and everything to do with like we cozy up to dictators. But they openly hate Europe, man. They really hate democracies. That's it, by the way. That's like the only reason. They despise democracies. They're fine with Saudi Arabia, obviously, except for Hungary. But Hungary's not doing so well. Anyone think anything will even come of this? Well, I don't want to be that guy who gets hope up for no reason. This one's really bad. Like, this is really, really, really embarrassing. Now, if you're asking, like, will it lead to these people being fired? God, no, of course not. But will it be used to build sentiment against them, even from people who previously wouldn't have felt that sentiment? Maybe, yeah. It's pretty bad. Well, for one, it's another gigantic red flag to Europe, right? The fact that you have these executive officials talking in private, being like, yeah, Europe, like, not so, which confirms this isn't being done as like a big posture. This isn't being done as part of some big ploy to, you know, get better tariff negotiations, reduce their tariffs on us, whatever. Like, they really just hate them, you know? That's one. For two, this is, man, I don't want to overstate my case, but I think this might be the single biggest incompetence we've seen from the Trump administration ever, like more so than anything that happened in the first term. I like, it's crazy to say that, but I think it clears the others, like by far, which is insane, you know? List of people in the group chat: Mike Walsh, JD Vance, Pete Hegseth, Marco Rubio, Tulsi Gabbard. Of course, Tulsi Gabbard's there. John Ratcliffe, Susie Wiles, Steve Witkoff, Stephen Miller, others. Jeffrey Goldberg. Jeffrey Goldberg just chilling down here. Others not ominous at all. Yeah, God knows how many people they invited. Trump was not there. Notable standouts. Like, we're talking about foreign policy. We're talking about strikes in the Houthis. You know, everyone here makes sense to me, except for Stephen Miller. I don't know. I mean, you can say it, sure. Maybe he's there, fine. He's in a lot of places, isn't he? People have already said Stephen Miller is like weirdly overrepresented as like the little Nazi goblin running around tweaking things behind the scenes. You know, he did speech writing for Trump officials. This is the same thing that Republicans railed Hillary for, but there's so much. But they're incomparable. But again, it doesn't matter. Like, the hypocrisy line isn't going to get you for, you know? It's like, it's not gonna work. He might be even more shadow president than Elon. I think he's up there in the shadow president registry, you know? I think he's up there. I think that he's next to Musk. Now, Musk is not here. First of all, just think for a second. If you were creating a group chat for any reason, would you invite Elon? Is that the kind of vibe you'd want to bring to the party? Just think for like 2 seconds. No. And we know he wasn't there, because if he was there, he would have he would have messaged something stupid, like immediately. There's absolutely no chance he was there, because he would have said something stupid immediately. So we know that. Yeah, really, it's just Stephen Miller. Everyone else here, what are my thoughts on this? For one, really does reaffirm that Trump is not in charge, huh? Not even a little bit. Like, this is everyone but the president, basically, who's you would expect to be involved in the high-level decision-making that they're engaging in here. I still find it funny Trump was not in the loop. He doesn't know how to use Signal. Are you kidding me? He's like 80. He's chilling. Yeah, he's out golfing. Wait, did they not clear it with him? Who knows? We don't know if Trump is aware of the fact that all of his scheming viziers are opening up their own private group chats. In my opinion, and it's just my opinion, okay? They're all aware of the fact that Trump is not actually in charge, and they want to get this done. They're just using Trump as like a guiding voice because they know they can't publicly contradict him. Apart from that, they want to make the decisions. Like, this is like a who's who of people who are like desperate, greedy power mongers, right? Like, these people want to be in the room where it happens. Trump doesn't care, dude. He wants to play golf. He doesn't care. Trump doesn't care if people make decisions behind his back. And even if he did care, I don't know if he'd be able to do much about it. He does not give a fuck about policy. Remember that report from his first presidential term, where they said that his advisors had to start, like, simplifying his reports? The ones they gave him on foreign policy, national affairs? They had to cut down the word count and add pictures. That's not a joke. They had to add his name more because they found he was more likely to read articles that had his name in it. Like, he would be more, because otherwise he would, like, look at it, he'd go, and then later he wouldn't remember what was in it because he didn't actually read it. There are more messages, by the way. Oh, right, sorry. How could I forget the most mimetic part of the Houthi PC small group? JD Vance says, excellent. John Ratcliffe says, a good start. Michael Waltz, fist bump, America flag, flame emoji. Let's go. Good job, Pete, and your team. The team in MAL did a great job as well. Great work, all. Powerful start. Hell yeah, brother. Dudes rock. Dudes rock. Anyway, this is extremely embarrassing. I really think that, I mean, if nothing else, this is going to be used as ammunition against the administration basically forever. Like, it's objectively embarrassing, I guess is what I mean to say. It's not one of those culture war points where it's like other people can argue it's based. There are going to be people, and it's already happening, you know, Republican operatives, pundits, who are like, well, this is a sign of transparency. Conducting our group meetings over Signal so that it's not recorded and they can illegally avoid the recording of their conversations is in the federal records. Like, that's actually transparency. They're going to do that. They're going to do that. But it doesn't matter. Everyone knows this is embarrassing. Does an average American care about this? People need to be made to care about shit, okay? The average American wouldn't care about someone f***ing them in the ass unless somebody on TV told them it was a big deal, okay? People are stupid. Thankfully, this is a bit of incompetency that even Democrats can latch on to, you know? Like, it's not like anything related to the ongoing brutality against the Palestinian people. It's not anything related to, like, have they? There are people being mad about it. Somebody asked earlier, by the way, why they're being antagonistic against Egypt. Like, if it's a democracy versus autocracy thing, why are they looking to extort Egypt? Because Egypt's anti-Israel. That's why. It really is that simple. Egypt is an American ally, and they are a partner of ours, but at the same time, there are, like, significant political... Egypt's not very anti-Israel nowadays. Compared to what we'd like, Jordan also hates Israel. Well, they still work with Israel. They have to. It's all, like, American, you know, foreign power shit. The Egyptian government does not work with Israel as much as we would like. You know, the reason they kicked off the renewed slaughter of the Palestinian people a few weeks ago is because Netanyahu used that ceasefire, period, in an attempt to find a way to ethnically displace Palestinians. The reason we're seeing what, like, the slaughter continue right now is because they tried, it's just like with the Germans and the Jews, right? Tried to find a place they could send them to, but Egypt was not taking those Palestinians. This might be punishment for that. It's just optically messy for everyone that you know, Israel be getting rid of all the Palestinians the way they are. It's just look, there are reasons. Yeah, but that's not really Egypt being anti-Israel. That's Egypt hating Palestinians too. It's functionally, in this case, it's irrelevant. Those are the same thing. It's anti their political interest. Egypt openly said they're willing to fully fund the rebuilding of Gaza, and Israel hated that. Yeah, it's really funny, man. Okay, March 15th was when Goldberg got the conversation. The National Security Council's looking into the matter. Oh, man. I assume that on Fox News, they're all going like, thank God President Trump hired people with such moral courage, or, you know, whatever the But in the rest of the world, people are going pretty crazy over this. We're laughing our asses off over in Europe, Lamau. Well, I mean, I do hope you guys take to heart, like, how significant and sincere the hatred for Europe from these guys are. You need to hunker the down. Every ally is going to be freaking out over the safety of communications with the U.S. Yeah, we're not getting invited to the group chats. Congressman announces motion to investigate what Hegseth was doing and if he was intoxicated. He wasn't the one who made the group chat, though, right? Still pretty funny. They need to drug test Elon. My ketamine king. Does this hurt our trust with our allies even more? Oh, God, yes. What kind of idiot would share intel with the United States as things are right now. Good Lord.